When I was growing up, we always cleaned on Saturday mornings. My siblings and I would line up in the hallway as my dad handed us a list of chores we were to do. And this wasn't just a 45-minute cleaning session. We would clean for 3 to 4 hours. Every room had to be dusted, swept, vacuumed, mopped. Every surface tidied, wiped, Windexed. And my parents didn't just trust that we did a good job. They would check and make sure of it. And if the work wasn't up to standard, then they'd tell us to do it again until it was done the way it should have been. But other than Saturdays, we didn't really clean. My mom took care of the rest. She kept up throughout the week, and we just got to reap the benefits of that. Of course, as kids, you don't really realize the gift that your parents are giving you through a clean home. At that age, you could really care less. I mean, I didn't even think about the fact that the bathtub needed to be cleaned. I just figured it was always that white. And then one day, when I turned 21, I got married to Jordan and we moved into our first apartment together. It was an incredibly exciting time in our lives. Finally, we had a place to call our own and everything seemed to gleam with beauty and promise. I mean, we had so much to look forward to as a new couple in our new lives together. But within a week, the mess around us started growing. Suddenly, my bathtub wasn't white anymore. I've never seen a bathtub get dirty. I mean, that didn't happen growing up. And the same thing with my bathroom sink. It was becoming grimy, coated with dust. The dishes were piling up. The kitchen floors were getting sticky and covered in crumbs. I couldn't believe how dirty it became in just a few days. But then I realized, of course, I needed to establish a regular cleaning day just like my dad did. That will surely solve this issue. That night, I told Jordan about how when I was growing up, we cleaned every Saturday, and that it was a habit that I wanted to try to instill in our home too. And he was on board with it. So that upcoming Saturday, we cleaned our apartment from top to bottom. He vacuumed and mopped, I cleaned the bathtub and toilets, he washed the dishes, I Windexed the windows, and we just kept going until everything was sparkling. And when we finished, we sat on the couch and took in a breath of fresh air as we admired our beautifully cleaned space. And we felt really good and proud of ourselves. But guess what? A few days later, it was a mess again. The bathtub once again started getting grimy, and I couldn't believe how quickly that happened. The crumbs on the kitchen floor returned, and the dishes were stacked to the faucet. I was so frustrated. It wasn't even the next Saturday yet. Why was my house already behind? I did what I was always taught to do. I cleaned for 3 hours on a Saturday. That should at least last a week. But wait. We never cleaned the bathtub on Saturdays. My mom must have done that throughout the week. And now I vaguely remember her sweeping the kitchen too after she got done cooking. And she's the one that was wiping down the sink each day. I remember her doing it that one time after she washed her hands. Wait, so it wasn't our Saturday cleaning day that made our home clean, was it? No, it was the daily maintenance. And here I believed for years that our home was clean because of our weekly cleaning day, but that was proving to not be true. So I called up my mom and I said, Mom, how do I keep up with my home? Because I cleaned on Saturday and it wasn't enough. So tell me, how did you do it all these years? My mom laughed. She said, No, Ariel, you can't clean just one day a week. You need to clean every single day. And then I hung up on her and I never spoke to her again. I'm just joking, but she taught me a very valuable lesson that day. She told me that I needed to do a little each day to have big results each week. That cleaning my home for hours on Saturdays was never going to be enough, and that only relying on that would always leave me feeling exhausted and defeated. And then, a couple years later, I was introduced to the Fly Lady cleaning system, which had confirmed everything my mom had taught me that day. Fly Lady showed me that small increments of time matter and that I could have a clean home by establishing tiny habits throughout the day. I didn't need to give up half my weekends anymore. I could get my home clean throughout the week and then spend my weekend seeing friends, enjoying time with family, calling my mom, doing anything but cleaning, because weekends are meant to be enjoyed and cleaning is meant to be maintained. We maintain our homes and we live our lives, not the other way around. As women, sometimes we fall into the trap of cleaning for hours at a time, multiple times a week, thinking that this is the only way to get our homes clean. But it's just not true. And all it's doing is leaving us to feel overwhelmed and overtired. So maybe instead of spending hours of our time each week cleaning, we could be focusing on finding ways to simply maintain our homes throughout the week so that we can pursue our goals, interests, and just live life to the fullest. Because there's more to life than cleaning, and I don't want to kill myself each week trying to keep my home company ready all the time. It's exhausting. So you might be asking, well, how can I do this? How can I maintain my home so that I don't have to clean for 5 hours on a Saturday? Well, here's some examples of how you can easily sneak in those cleaning tasks, making them just a part of your routine so that cleaning can become less of an all-day chore session and more of a regular habit. If you're cooking dinner and waiting for the water to boil, wash the dishes in the sink while you wait. If you finish eating dinner and clear off the tables, then give the dining area a quick sweep too. If you leave one room to go to another, look around to see if there's anything that you can take with you to put away. If you go to the bathroom and wash your hands, take a second to wipe down the sink while you're at it. When you get dressed and throw your dirty clothes into the basket, take the basket to the laundry room and start a load. When you go to brew your coffee, empty the dishwasher while it brews. If you need to put on your shoes, straighten up the shoe shelf while you're at it. If you're just getting back home, grab some garbage from the car to throw out when you get inside. While you're waiting for the shower to heat up, give your toilet bowl a quick wipe down. When you're done washing your hair in the shower, take a second to wipe down the shower while you're still in there. When you're finished putting the kids to bed, commit to doing a 10-minute tidy before you sit down to relax. When you're done washing the dishes, wipe down the counters too. And don't save all of your dishes for the end of the night, but get into the habit of washing your dishes after every meal. If you're in the middle of a phone call, use headphones and clean while you're on the phone. If you're watching TV, fold laundry while you watch. If you're waiting for your food to heat up in the microwave, organize your pantry. Those are just a few examples of the many ways that you can fit cleaning into your regular daily schedules. If you can get into the habit of cleaning as you go throughout the day, then your home won't require a major 5-hour cleaning session just to get it back into shape. You'll find it much easier to get your home cleaned with a lot less effort. And teach your kids to do the same. Teach them to put their dishes right into the dishwasher when they're done eating, or to put their dirty laundry straight into the hamper. These are important lessons that they'll take with them into adulthood, because it's not just about helping mom clean the house, but learning how to clean themselves so that one day they can run their own homes and be successful doing it. And I know you might be saying, but Ariel, I'm so overwhelmed that I don't even have time for the little tasks. I don't have time to wipe the sink after I wash my hands. But let me ask you, do you have 4 hours on a Saturday to clean? Because I don't. And I'd much rather spend 1 minute here and 1 minute there throughout the day than 240 minutes every weekend. And here's the thing. Okay, once you get into the habit of doing these tasks, you won't even think about them anymore. It will become mindless. You'll be putting your shoes on, and before you know it, you'll stand up and the shoe shelf will be magically organized. See, when we get into the habit of doing something, we stop thinking about it and just do it. Just like tying your shoes. Once you've learned how to tie your shoes, you don't need to consciously think about each step of the process. Your body simply knows what to do and you do it automatically. Jordan always gets annoyed with me because he'll be cooking himself a frozen dinner and suddenly realize his fork is missing. And he'll ask me, Ariel, did you put my fork in the sink again? And honestly, I don't even remember doing it. It's just automatic. I see a dirty fork, I put it in the sink. And that's the goal. Not to steal your husband's fork and make him mad, but to be in such a habit of cleaning as you go that you no longer think about it. And magically, your home just gets cleaner and cleaner week to week because of these tiny habits that just become second nature to you. And speaking of starting habits, you should watch this video next where I share 7 habits that will simplify your life. And honestly, I believe these will be so helpful to you. So go check it out, and I'll see you there in 3, 2, 1. And that's when you click -1. You really messed up my countdown.